at the end of days. The first sign shall appear in the heavens. Justice shall fall upon the world of men. The armies of light and shadow will clash across the fields of eternity. Leah, are you all right, my girl?
It was nothing, Uncle. Just a bad dream. We should be getting you home.
But there's still work to be done. If these translations are correct, the powers of hell could already be on the move. The world must be told of the coming darkness. You do believe me, don't you, Leah? It has begun.
Leave it, Uncle! It's not important! My family was butchered by Hellspawn. To witness such a thing is enough to leave your mind in ruins. The madness killed my sister and left me frightened and alone. Until I was rescued by survivors who had joined together to rid the world of the creatures of hell. They saw in me the strength to resist the demons, and they forged me into a weapon. Now I am ready. A meteor has fallen in Tristram, and the dead have risen in its wake. I will send them back to their graves. Once I was hunted. Now, I am the hunter. Only the dead reek like this. The fallen star is near. I have journeyed here to find the fallen star and purge its evil from this land.
It fell on the old cathedral. There was only one survivor, Leah. You should speak with her.
Captain Rumford, more dead are coming.
We can't open the gates until we drive them back.
keep coming!
My train has
I've never seen anyone fight like that before. Guards, open the gates! You'll find Leah at the Slaughtered Calf Inn.
Burn those corpses before they rise again.
The dead have been a bane on our existence since that cursed fire fell. We have to burn them, just to make sure they don't rise from the grave.
I came here to study the fall of Old Tristram. This is closer to the town's history than I want to be.
Zakharum has fallen to disgrace. What faith can save us now? It is the end of the world. Can't you see that?
Were you raised as a Templar in the Order?
No. Our scripture says, as a farmer reaps his wheat, so must the Order harvest and purify the weeds.
My initiation was less formal. They asked me if I wanted to hunt demons, and I said yes.
That would be simpler, but your Order destroys monsters. Mine redeems them.
So where are you from?
Kingsport, the city by the sea, home to the great merchant fleets and endless nets of reeking fish.
I've seen it. What did you do there?
I am between jobs at the moment.
Dishonorable jobs, no doubt.
Nonsense. I am the most honest thief you will ever meet. Wanted. One relic, scarlet, roughly the size of a man's fist. It was stolen 2 months past during a deplorable theft from the Merchants Guild Bank. Those apprehended were not in possession of the item. The relic is greatly missed by its rightful owner, who offers a reward for its safe return.
Don't you dare lift a finger to help our mayor fix his wagon. My brother died defending this town, while that bloated coward tried to run away.
It's hard to believe that you came from such a faraway time. Tell me, what were the deserts like then?
Beautiful cities towered up toward the heavens, but they were full of wickedness. The Vigerai ruled them with will's sharpest stone.
That name sounds familiar. Who were the Vigerai?
A clan of mages, bound more by their lust for power than by blood. I see that their influence has waned in this age.
You said you served a wizard, didn't you? Was he one of them?
Oh no, he meant to punish the Vigerai. They were the first to summon demons into this land. Let us fight this evil together.
I promised Marco I'd protect him, and now he's dead.
Nothing ever seems to change in New Tristram, does it?
What do you mean?
There's always some threat of the risen dead or foul evil descending on the town, isn't there?
Leah, is it? Rumford said that you survived the Fallen Star's impact.
I did, but it blasted my uncle Deckard Cain into the depths of the old cathedral. I tried to search for him, but the dead were already rising. I came back here to rally the militia, but...
Watch out! The wounded are turning!
This is killing business.
The dead will overwhelm us all, unless something is done.
Then I shall put an end to them and secure your town.
Thank you. You should speak with Captain Rumford at the gate. He can tell you what to do. We've been under siege for 6 days now. Uncle Deckard is still missing. Captain Rumford and the others are losing hope. I tell them not to lose faith, but if help doesn't arrive soon...
For many years, villagers were too afraid to settle near the ruins of the cursed town Tristram. But as time went by, adventurers arrived to loot the old cathedral, and their business was profitable enough that new Tristram sprang up to accommodate them. Fewer travelers visit now, though, and the town is mostly populated by craftsmen and farmers.
16 militiamen went out. Only Rumford came back. How could that help us?
We never should have built on this cursed ground. Maybe Cain was right. Even in death, Diablo torments us.
We have come at last to Tristram's old cathedral. This is where Diablo, Lord of Terror, first corrupted mankind. This is where I may finally find the answers I seek. Leah worries after my safety, but I believe information vital to defeating the last lords of the burning hells can be found here.
What can I do to help fight the risen dead?
I admire your courage, but Captain Dalton and the militia were slaughtered by those things. Only I survived.
Don't worry, I will avenge their deaths.
Well, I have seen you fight. Strike at the wretched mothers and their queen. They're the ones vomiting out these horrors.
They're attacking the barricades!
That's one of the wretched mothers. There are more of them in the ruins down the road.
Let us hurry. It is not too late to save this town.
Accustomed to that.
Are you considered beautiful among your people?
Perhaps. Why do you ask?
Oh, I was merely curious. See riches ahead.
My hatred is too low.
This is an omen most grave.
Not enough hatred. I need more hatred to do that.
Most impressive.
Old Tristram, Diablo's evil still lingers here.
There is much to lament in this tragedy.
Ogden and his wife have offered to let me and grandmother continue to stay with them. I think we will, now that the troubles are over. I am still tormented by horrific nightmares. I keep hoping they will fade, but they seem to be getting stronger.
For a long time, Uncle Deckard avoided coming back to this place. There were a lot of ghosts here for him. This is where Diablo drove old King Leoric mad and terrorized the people. I don't know what really happened here, but whatever it was horrible. Nearly everyone who survived went mad.
Thank you for your help, but could you talk some sense into Leah? She won't give up on the idea of rescuing her uncle.
Nor should she. I will help her find him. Come, let us search for your uncle.
We'll need to open the cathedral first. The guards locked it up before they were ambushed. Rumford told me they fought their way back to Adria's hut. The key must still be there.
It doesn't seem likely that Deckard Cain could have survived down in the cathedral this long, does it?
He is alive, and I will rescue him.
You seem quite sure of yourself. You know something I don't.
May the battles never end.
It's a shame that bard got himself eaten.
What are we doing in my room? A miracle has happened. A hero, like one out of Uncle Deckard's tales, appeared and saved us. I know in my heart that my uncle still lives, and I pray that the hero will bring him home safely. You know it's not polite to go through other people's things, don't you? Here, let me open the gate. Adria was my mother, but I don't know much about her. She died when I was very young. I was raised by Uncle Deckard.
What of your father?
I'm told he was a great warrior who was lost when Tristram fell to the demons. Hidden cellar. Follow me.
Your mother had her secrets.
People said she was a witch, but I never believed it. Captain Dalton! Here's the key, and my mother's journal. What I've seen of it is disturbing. I want to know more about her, but that can wait. We need to save Uncle Deckard first.
I will go. Stay here and learn what you can.
Thank you.
When he came to me last night, I suspected what was lurking within his troubled heart. I consoled him as best I could. Regardless, wherever he's headed, hell will surely follow in his wake. The shadows close in on Tristram once again. But like Aiden, I'll be gone before they fall.
How did your mother die?
Well, details are hazy, but I know that Adria was obsessed with chasing the arcane. She knew she could never raise a child. Uncle Deckard believes that the madness and horror of her life finally caught up with her.
The infamous Tristram Cathedral. I am close to the fallen star now.
We must take care here. There are shadows at every turn.
So this is where the star fell. My quarry must be near.
Please kill me. I don't want to change.
My hatred is too low.
We must make haste. Cain cannot be too far.
Black Danann, and I'm cursed. Once the captain of King Leoric's army, I lived only to honor my land and my king. No man has a greater love for his king than I had for mine, even as I drove my blade through his dark and corrupted heart. Lazarus. Of that I am certain. He alone had the king's ear, and whispered dark and evil magics into it, instilling the notion of an imminent attack by Westmarch. Afraid to speak against the Archbishop, the councillors nodded their empty heads in agreement, and sent us off to die.
I need more hatred to do that. Not enough hatred.
Kingdom of Khezistan, I heard rumors of Zakarum warriors called Crusaders. While the natives were most reticent, I was able to deduce that this order was founded 200 years ago, just as Rakis took his army of paladins west. But these Crusaders went east on a very different mission.
Foul minions, stay back! Back! May this ledge hold. The Skeleton King?
The power of the fallen star awakened me, and soon all will suffer as I have suffered. Gods, bring me his bones!
I'm here to rescue you!
Help! Help!
I need more hatred to do that.
Thank you, but why did you risk yourself for me?
Leah asked for my aid. She will be relieved to see you again.
Oh, it is wonderful to hear that Leah is well. I feared the worst.
She misses you greatly.
I learned of this secret passage through old maps I found. We must discuss the fallen star. Follow me to Tristram.
I promised Leah that I would save her uncle, Deckard Cain. When I found him, he was facing the Skeleton King. And now this abomination blocks my path to the fallen star.
It is good to fight with you again.
Uncle, you're alive!
Thanks to you and your friend here.
I have but one request of you. What do you know of the fallen star?
Not much, I'm afraid, though the prophecy of the end days surely points to it as a sign that the end has begun.
Please, Uncle, not more of your stories. All that matters now is that you're back. I've spent most of my life traveling from place to place with Uncle Deckard, while he did his crazy research.
What does your uncle seek?
He's convinced that the forces of hell will invade our world and bring about the end times. All these years, he's still searching for a way to stop this apocalypse.
What did you learn of your mother?
She wasn't from Tristram originally. She came here during the Troubles. She was in search of something, but I'm not sure what. She reminds me of Uncle Deckard, obsessed with the war between angels and demons.
The Skeleton King was once our beloved lord, Leoric. He was driven mad by Diablo's evil. He lost both of his sons and his very soul before he was finally defeated. Now it seems he's risen to plague this land once again.
A tragic story, but I cannot reach the fallen star until I face him.
The key to defeating him lies in his old crown. Seek out our blacksmith, Hadrig. He knows of its whereabouts. Leah, you should not dismiss the signs so lightly. Do you not believe the evidence of your own eyes?
Horrors have visited Tristram before, and it endured.
But what of the texts? The Zakarum tomes warn of a falling star. The Herodric scroll spoke of the dead rising, and the Lord of Lies. The prophecy of the end days says that at the end of all things, the first sign shall appear in the heavens.
Yes, you've been telling me about the texts since I was 8 years old, Uncle. I just don't think we should read too much into them.
I am the last of the Herodrim. I couldn't always claim this. In fact, if I had turned to the Herodric teachings sooner, Diablo could have been stopped before his reign of terror began.
You can't blame yourself.
When the first signs appeared, I did nothing. I had shrugged the old tales off like they were so much fantasy. And Tristram, no, the world has paid dearly for my arrogance. I have tried to make up for my failings. Leah and I have spent her lifetime scouring the world, collecting pieces of the prophecy of the end days. If I can decipher it, we will have the key to defeating the lords of hell.
You and Leah seem very close.
I do not know what my life would have been like had I not raised her. Oh, it must have been difficult for Leah, following an old man on a mad search for the secrets to defeating the lords of the burning hells. But though she has seen her share of mysterious things, she is still unsure of my quest. I can understand. She has never seen anything like Diablo and his brothers. The prophecy of the end days is contained within the Herodric tomes I inherited from my ancestor, Jared Kane. It is a warning to those who could interpret it regarding Hell's ultimate invasion of our world, written by many different people throughout history, in many different lands. All known versions of the prophecy are incomplete. I have spent a good part of the past 20 years trying to complete it. I am certain it holds the answers to defeating the Lords of Hell.
Leoric was driven mad by Diablo.
Leoric resisted Diablo's attempts to possess him, but the effort left him weak and confused. When his son Albrecht was kidnapped to be a vessel for Diablo, it destroyed any sanity Leoric had left.
What did Leoric do as the Skeleton King?
He commanded an army of the dead deep within the cathedral, finally serving the Lord of Terror he had resisted while alive. Many adventurers tried and failed to slay the Skeleton King. It was left to Leoric's eldest son, Aiden, to finally kill the monster his father had become.
You know what would take everyone's mind off their troubles? One of Theodos's great comedies.
I've seen one of them. Two men dressed as women screeching at each other and tearing their bodices. Huh, a chimney rider.
Glad to hear it. Rehearsals in 3 hours.
Uncle Deckard is home, rescued from the clutches of the Skeleton King. I'm so glad. But the Skeleton King, I thought he was a folktale. The idea of Mad King Leoric returning to torture this place. Hasn't Tristram suffered enough?
I have some new items that I'm certain you'll love.
Leah spent all night alongside the blacksmith's wife, tending the wounded.
What? She was out defending the gates this morning. What is driving that woman?
Chelsea, how sweet of you to ask. My people, the Vetchin, are nomads, always traveling, looking for the land we might settle. All of us have the sight, but few have it as strong as myself. You know, men have always pursued me for my visions. Well, for things other than my visions. But everyone wants to know what the future holds.
My future holds vengeance.
What will you do with your revenge when you have it? You still need to make a life for yourself. A little love would do you wonders. The world is constantly renewing itself, eternally playing out the same events over and over again. We can merely play our parts.
Must you always speak in riddles?
I speak clearly. Do not blame me for the state of your mind.
Did you hear? Old Rumford has us down to half rations. How are we supposed to fight if we're starving?
The rest of the town is down to court, including my wife. You can quit if you want.
Blacksmith, Deckard Kane said you could help me find the crown of Leoric.
Not now. It's my wife. She's locked in the cellar like all those who've been bitten. I'm to put them all down. But how can I kill my own wife?
Sometimes death is the only mercy we have left. I will help you.
Thank you. Follow me.
Ah, very interesting topic. I sell jewels.
That sounds like a peaceful life.
Oh, it is? When I'm not getting robbed, of course.
Have you ever considered traveling with guards?
And scare away the starving people who steal my jewels to survive? Huh. What kind of monster do you take me for? You are very brave to venture outside the town gates. I hear there are all sorts of dangerous things crawling around out there.
The risen dead are truly abominations.
Oh, that's terrible. I only meant the rats and snakes. I do like this Descartes Kane fellow. It's rare that I can find someone I have so much in common with.
You two do not seem very similar.
We both had rather interesting experiences with the Zakharum priestesses in our youth, so... You know, there's nothing in the world quite so perfect as jewels. They have color, size, shape, transparency.
Transparency?
Oh yes, if only I could eat them, I would need nothing else in life. Not that you can't. I hear some people even shape certain crystals atop their food.
Friends, I'm sorry.
Sorrow won't save your town, blacksmith.
Not enough hatred.
Mira, my love, forgive me.
Hedrig! Help me! Death is sometimes a kindness.
I couldn't have done this without you. I'm in your debt. My name is Hedrig Aemon.
There is one favor I must ask of you. Do you know where Leoric's crown is?
I can help you there. It's buried with his chancellor, my grandfather. You'll find his tomb in a cemetery in the Weeping Hollow. And if you see my fool apprentice out there, tell him to get back to town.
Hey, come over here. I've got some new things you really need to see.
Lead the way to glory.
Tell me about your grandfather, the Chancellor.
Not much to tell. I lived with my father in Chaldeum at the time. We heard that my grandfather stayed in Tristram until the end, trying to save lives. Don't know if he succeeded, but there it is. When the Skeleton King fell, my grandfather was dying from a sword wound. He had the crown sealed with him to keep it safe.
A brave deed. It is good to know that there was one sane man among the mad.
These lands are wild with fear.
My studies indicate that a high-level cleric of the Zakharum named Akan began to sense the corruption that was eating away at the heart of his faith. He knew this corruption would eventually destroy his beloved church, and that he must take action. After much prayer, Akan hit upon the idea of an order of crusaders.
disturb this grave.
A great challenge lies before us.
My hatred is too low. I've become stronger.
A mighty foe has fallen!
Not enough hatred.
There are so many pits here. I fear we will face much danger.
I need more hatred to do that.
Await us.
My hatred is too low.
Gathered the most devout, driven, and martial Zakarum adherents. He taught them to channel the power of light in the same way that the newly founded paladins were being trained. But these recruits, these crusaders, were given insight into the primal powers of Zakarum in a way no paladin ever was.
I have a feeling that the crown is nearby.
You have the right of it, as always.
I need more hatred to do that.
victory!
No! I will not allow you to bring that monster Leoric back to this world!
I need to go back.
You found the crown. Truth be told, I didn't think you'd make it back alive. Ah, it needs repair. Should be no problem. It's good to work again. There. New as the day it was placed upon the Black King's head. I need something more than making spades to occupy my mind. I want my life to mean something.
Then we are allies. Each weapon you forge for me shall serve to purify these lands. It is good to see you back at the forge, blacksmith.
Work needs doing. No one is going to do it for me.
That is very true, but we also need people to fight.
No, this is my trade, and I'm the best. I'll make you the weapons you need to kill every last demon you see. Deal?
My dearest Heydrich, do not feel despair, my love. You did everything you could. Our time together meant more than words can say. But in the end, fate is a cruel mistress. Your strength is needed to end the horrors that beset this world. My final wish is that you find your path. Love always. Mira.
How might I use the crown to reach the Skeleton King?
At last. With it, you can unlock the sealed door in the room where you rescued me and enter the royal crypts. When you find the Skeleton King, place the crown atop his head and destroy him.
When he is destroyed, I shall finally reach the star.
And I shall be by your side.
I wish that Leia could live a different life, a more normal life. But alas, such is not her fate. When I pass, there is none but her to continue my work, and the future of this world hangs in the balance.
Is there no justice in this world? Leoric bravely withstood Diablo's attempts to possess him, and look what he got in return. Madness and a cursed death.
He is not alone. My sister perished after the demons turned her mind, though I am the only one who mourns her now.
Well,
Though I never knew him personally, I saw Leoric himself when he was building his manor. A troubled man, with a heavy burden upon his fragile mind. Is it any wonder that he built such a home for himself? What he needed was someone to teach him how to laugh once in a while.
What shall we fight today?
My hatred is too low. Not enough hatred.
not accept this. It's not my time to die.
When we returned from our horrific defeat in Westmarch, my beloved king lost all pretense of sanity. He seethed with rage, spitting curses upon us as traitors. With great sorrow, I ran him through.
When the Crusaders had learned all they could, Akan sent them out into the world, seeking a way to cleanse the corruption that coiled at the heart of the Zakarum faith. There was no clear goal for them to pursue, and some clerics claimed it was a fool's errand, that they could never succeed. But these Crusaders would not be deterred.
This monstrosity! A most thrilling battle!
Maintain your incantations.
Ave Magistros. Ave Registro. Your magic is weakening. I am free! Now, back to my mission.
Who are you?
You will know soon enough. Help me find my gear. I will reward you well. Tell me, what brought you to this infernal place?
I must kill the Skeleton King.
Then our aims align. And who is this companion of yours?
I come from another land and another age, but I would see you well again.
The cultists dragged me past this glowing pit. What made it?
I will know soon.
Down this way! There are
He's free! Do not let him rearm!
I am Cormac, warrior of the Templar Order. If it is the Skeleton King you seek, then you will have to fight your way past John Dar. There is no reason we should hunt alone.
I often prefer to be alone, but I will make an exception for you.
Hungry. Do you have any laras, bread, and sweet wine?
I have no need for such fine foods.
Well, it was worth a try.
Black magic bars our way, but the will of a Templar is stronger. You were a Templar, John Dar. How could you succumb to this coven?
The Coven is my brotherhood now. The powers we serve will soon rule this world! Please forgive me. My vision was clouded by the Coven's evil magic.
Betrayal can never be forgiven. Thank you for your aid. I will go with you on your hunt for the Skeleton King. But there is one condition. If we find the sacred tomes of my order, they are mine.
Very well. I have no need of books.
Then onwards we go, to fight the Skeleton King.
are so many secrets within these halls. Too many for just one mind to fathom. Someone like the Prophet was here long ago.
I will forever live in anguish for my last attempt to honor my king. As we lay him to rest in his burial chamber, he manifested as a hideous skeletal demon. Gorash and my other knights were overcome at once, but I fought on.
That treasure could be of use to us.
And now I wander, cursed by my once beloved king. Evil gnaws at my bones, and I cannot risk putting my beloved Tristram in danger should I fail to contain that which tears at me. I must venture down into the labyrinth to die alone.
That was just
Keep your distance from him. This burden is mine to bear. May death bring peace from your madness, Leoric.
Traitors! Even in death, the armies of Condorus will still obey their king, even if you will not. You dare to bring the warmth of life into my tomb?
Clearly they do not know who you are around here.
We have just arrived in Tristram, and I must say, I'm a bit dismayed. This place is a backwater filled with serfs and an ancient broken-down monastery, hardly fit for the King of Condorus. I cannot fathom why Lazarus was so intent on this becoming our new seat of power.
We spend so much time killing that which should already be dead.
What?
I mean, nothing.
You will never defeat me!
Your cruelty and madness already has.
At last, the crater. So it was you who fell here and caused this chaos. And yet I know that you are not evil.
I am. I remember falling.
Do you remember who you are?
I am not your enemy. I think. Yes, I believe I have come with a warning. The darkness. The darkness is coming. I don't remember.
Perhaps Deckard Cain can help you. Come with me. I ventured far to find the power behind the fallen star, but it was only a man. He can recall nothing of his strange arrival. Perhaps Cain will be able to find the truth of this matter. I found him at the center of the crater.
No man could survive such a thing. Who are you? What are you?
A warrior, I think. I came bearing grave news, but I cannot remember.
Your message might be all that can save us from impending doom. Tell me everything you remember, stranger. Every detail.
Falling. Fire. A sword of great power. It was part of me. But it shattered into 3 pieces as I fell.
It is vital that we find those pieces. I believe the sword made whole will restore your memory.
The goatmen are rampaging through the fields. Could the sword have anything to do with that?
Of course, of course! Just as the dead rose around the stranger, the sword pieces drove the goatmen to madness.
Then I will slay them and return the sword to you.
The Horadrim were powerful mages gathered together by the Archangel Tyrael to defeat the 3 prime evils, Diablo, Mephisto, and Baal. They devoted themselves fully to the destruction of the demon lords and left behind valuable tomes and teachings.
How did you become the last of the Horadrim?
My ancestor was the leader of the Horadrim, Jared Cain. When the Horadrim died out, their tomes stayed in my family. I was thrilled by tales of the Horadrim as a little boy, but it wasn't until I returned to them as an adult that I realized they contained deeper truths. Tyrael is the angel of justice. He has been helping mankind for generations, though he is forbidden to do so in any direct manner. Long ago, the high heavens and the burning hells made a pact as a result of the Sin War that they would not interfere in our world.
The demons have broken this pact. Why does Tyrael do nothing?
The Angiris Council, the archangels that lead heaven, almost destroyed our world once to keep the demons from spreading their corruption upon it. If Tyrael were to act directly, it would alert the Council to the demons' activities here and imperil us all.
You can recall nothing else?
Only that there were surges of light and a kind of pain.
How do you fare now?
The emptiness gnaws at me. It is a constant frustration.
Remain calm. The sword will be returned to you soon.
Let us seek honor together, my friend.
I've decided to write an epic poem on the death of the Skeleton King.
I can hardly believe it, but the falling star is a man. When Uncle Deckard realized this, he was crushed. I know he was hoping for something more miraculous.
Did you see that stranger next to old Cain?
Do not question the path you are on. It will lead you through things that will try your very soul. But you'll always have me to talk to.
Well, that's reassuring.
You pretend you are a rock, but I know the softness you don't want anyone to see. Why else would you continue to come and talk to Miriam?
Oh, perhaps it was a jewel that fell from the sky. Oh, did you ever consider that?
It was not a jewel. It was a man.
A man? Now that is strange. Where do you suppose he came from? And how did he survive his fall? Did he have any jewels on him?
The attacks may be slowing down, but this town is done, and you know.
Aura of magic lingers over these fields.
This beast hasn't been dead long. Here's their foul leader.
Those scavengers trapped my poor wife and me down there for hours. I'm sure she'd love to meet you, and thank you for your help. We have a visitor, dear. My love, this is the woman who saved our farm.
This is no longer your wife.
Oh, she hasn't been eating so well these days, but I love her all the same.
Sometimes love means you have to let go.
Oh, she's nodded off. My wife can't help with the planting and harvesting. She's nothing but skin and bones. It can be dangerous in the wilderness. Being out this far scares my wife to death. You wouldn't know it, but this basement gets right chilly at night. Cold as the grave. You should have been there when I met my wife. I lost my heart and she lost her head.
You must stop this now.
There's a powerful foe over there.
The creatures that killed him can't be fed. Their traps are fresh.
I'm not quite sure what all the fuss is about. You farmers turn up dead, and everyone goes running for the hills. I've lived off these lands for 20 years, and I have not seen any bloodthirsty monsters running about. No reason I should leave a perfectly good harvest.
Strange light again. The sword piece must be inside this cave.
Kill her! We must hurry with the ritual. Magda will be here soon. It is turning.
Just as I thought. The sword piece is here.
Who are you to take what is mine?
You are not the owner of this sword.
Regardless, I have claimed it. I am Magda, and I lead this coven. The shard is mine.
To hell with you, witch!
Very well. Let the games begin. Well fought, but you will never possess the next piece. It has fallen where only the ancients may tread.
What a miserable woman.
I am returning to town. I have the sword piece, but a woman named Magda and her minions tried to wrest it from me.
Uncle Deckard, they sound like those dark cultists you told me about.
Very good, Leah. You have been paying attention. Stranger, does any of this jar your memory?
I have no memory of this coven, but I sense a far darker shadow guiding its hand.
Magda said something curious about the next piece. She believes it fell where only ancients may tread.
That makes me think of the drowned temple near the festering woods. I remember you telling me about it, Uncle.
Exactly, Leah. The temple was home to the Nephilim. Leah, your knowledge could be invaluable. You must go and help our friend retrieve the sword piece.
The Nephilim were ancient humans with fantastic powers. Legend holds that they waged a terrible battle near the temple, and that their ghosts still war with one another.
Magda's coven is a remnant of an ancient religion called the Triune that worshipped the primevals as gods.
Disgusting. And yet the primevals have been dead for 20 years. Who does the coven worship now?
The last two evils, Asmodan and Belial, remain. And if either of them are behind this coven, then our troubles are only beginning.
This fragment is very old, and very powerful.
Indeed, it feels familiar to me, though the rest is still unclear.
This weapon would have belonged to a true champion.
If that is what I am, then my strength has gone with my memory.
If Cain is right, then the sword shall restore both to you.
What? You're not really thinking of reading my journal, are you? Uncle Deckard believes the key to unlocking the stranger's memory is reassembling his sword. I wish I could say this was another of Uncle's crazy theories, but I can't deny that these ominous events are starting to really scare me.
This is well crafted.
I have seen enough monsters to know that you aren't one of them. Why do you feel guilty about your past?
I cannot tell you.
There are some things that will haunt you forever, if you never speak of them.
You misunderstand me. We are literally unable to recall our pasts. The Inquisitors stripped my sins and the memory of them from me, leaving me pure. It is good to fight with you again.
The foul witch waits for you to unseal the temple of the ancients, that she may strike. Her master would sacrifice anything to control the destiny of the stranger. I would tell you to be careful, but you wouldn't listen, would you?
Such a strange place this world is. You never know what you might find over the next rise, or what the next day might bring. A man who fell from the sky, a king who cannot die. I can tell I will have no dull days traveling with you.
You and I aren't so different. I have great power within me too. The only difference is, I have no control over mine.
That sounds troubling.
It's only happened a few times in my life, and only when I was in grave danger. Something rises up from deep within me and, well, I can't really explain it.
After much searching, I found a promising lead. A family near New Tristram has obtained a valuable relic, and poor fools that they are, they haven't the slightest idea what to do with it. I have some idea of what to do with their daughter, though. And through her, I'll get my prize.
You there! Please help! They're going to kill my friend! Thieves are going to kill my friend if we don't do something. Help me break these bonds and see for yourself!
What a terribly strange man.
What do they want with your friend?
She's just a farmer's daughter, Sasha, but she has a relic that the thieves are after.
Where is the relic?
My sweet love will save me.
Release the girl. The relic belongs to her.
You actually believe what this scoundrel tells you? Fine, you fools. We'll kill the both of you. You won't get away from us this time!
This isn't over. The rest of the Thieves Guild will find you.
Here's the relic, my love. I hid it like you asked. Father's grown suspicious of us, but that won't matter once we're married. It won't be long, right?
Of course, my dear. Soon we will settle down to a quiet life of tilling the fields and raising children. But first, I have to sell this relic. Alas, I must travel away with my friend here to do so.
You wish to join me?
Yes, yes! You look like you know a lot about markets. Now, lead the way! Wait! The relic is a fake! Gods, I should have known! You seem like you could use a helping hand, and I sure as hell don't want to stay around here. Ah, there you are.
But you made a promise to your betrothed.
Betrothed? Do I look like the marrying kind to you? By the way, my name is Lyndon.
What the tomes say of Alaric and this temple is not encouraging. You must be Alaric the Guardian. Uncle Deckard told me of your eternal watch over this cursed place. I thought it was a myth.
Are you Nephilim?
No. There have been no Nephilim for a millennium.
Yet another myth. You seek entrance to this temple, but only a Nephilim can enter. If you retrieve the keys from the outlying tombs and use them on the gates, we will see who and what you truly are. Follow me. I will raise the bridge that you may pass. Seek 2 tombs in the woods beyond. The warrior's rest and the crypt of the ancients. Within them reside the keys to our sacred temple.
These woods are ominous and old, even older than my time.
Are these Alaric's people?
No, they have been twisted.
There's death with wings. Exploring places like this with Uncle Deckard. This brings back memories. Strange. Sometimes I have these vivid dreams.
I know what you mean. I see through illusions, and no one ever believes me.
Alaric says that our people can survive the coming battle, but I saw the truth in his eyes. Why did he order me to guard the beacon of honor? Those shambling things are slaughtering my people in the forest above, and there's nothing I can do to stop it.
Revenge!
This is amazing. It reminds me of being a child and searching for lost artifacts with Uncle Deckard.
I am glad you're with us now, Leah.
So sure we could beat whatever traps the ancients had laid for tomb robbers. But the dead bodies of my friends testify to the folly of our arrogance. I will be dead soon as well. Our greed was our downfall.
temple is open. Enter and defeat the guardians within. Although they are my brothers, they will seek your death when you enter.
Look at this architecture. This predates the Sin War.
Repel them,
None may enter the inner sanctum. Rise, my brothers! Rise and do battle!
Has been changed. Our children are born weak and suffer short lives. The demon Nereza promised to restore their power, but instead turned them into misshapen creatures and sent them to war against us. We may die, but not before she is sent back to the burning hells. Your strength rivals that of our greatest champions. What now do you think you are? You may enter our most sacred place.
The noble hero fought her way here just to die. You again. And who is this you bring with you? Adria's daughter? She has power within her. No matter. Your mother will soon share your fate, little one. The shard is mine. Fill this temple with their blood!
What did she mean, my mother will share my fate? Could my mother be alive after all these years?
She's trying to distract you. Don't listen to her.
This fight was too easy. She's toying with us. We must get back to Uncle Deckard right away. I need to go back. Uncle Deckard and I traveled all over the world in my youth, looking for lost lore and artifacts. It was so exciting, crawling around ancient temples, digging through forgotten crypts. I feel fortunate that Uncle Deckard raised me the way he did, the things I learned from him. But now I don't know. I see what his obsession with his quest has cost him, has cost us. The Drowned Temple was once known as the Sarsium Emporis. It was the most sacred of their temples, a site where legend claims angels would come to impart their wisdom to the Nephilim.
Magda is close on our heels. We must find the last piece quickly.
I remember a glow streaking towards a fishing village.
That must be Wortham.
Ah, brilliant, dear Leah. Have the ferryman take you there.
Have you fought the Coven before?
I cannot say, but there is something about them, a darkness, that is known to me.
What do you mean?
The Coven may be part of a greater evil. Perhaps I intended to fight it.
If you are to fight, you will need your sword. So, you lived with your father during the fall of Old Tristram.
My father was a diplomat. We had a manor in Chaldeum with servants, terraces, all of that. Everything changed when the trouble started. Somehow, rumors spread that my grandfather was responsible for the king's madness. My father's work fell apart. No one would speak to him. He kept believing it would blow over, though.
But it was not to be.
No. I'd rather not talk about it now, if you don't mind. I've work to see to.
Why do you waste your time chasing after women?
Waste? Time is scarcely better spent.
Not when you discard them so readily.
I've only found one worth keeping, but she slipped away from me.
That's no excuse to bother every other woman you see.
Well, no. Sometimes they should bother me.
I have some new items that I'm certain you'll love.
Vile things transpire even as we speak. I see a town in flames, and an old friend paying the ultimate price to reveal the truth.
That sounds familiar.
Oh, do you have the sight as well?
No, never mind.
I was thinking...
I can see the fires even from here. Wortham burns. It is only the truly evil who force the innocents to suffer for a battle they have no part in.
I must go to Wortham.
I will take you, but beware. Smoke rises from the village.
They're destroying the town! Get out while you can!
We must save them!
One of the men retrieved a strange artifact in his nets. It looked like a hilt of an ancient blade, but I know it must be more. The fisherman argued with me, but I convinced him to leave it in the safety of the chapel, a holy place, or a holy relic.
Witless cultists everywhere. What a surprise.
Death to those...
Please! My family's hiding in the chapel with the rest of the townsfolk. We must get to them.
Don't run off! You'll get yourself killed!
Fools! You cannot keep the sword from me!
This is bad.
My servants will burn this town to ashes!
Something coming.
These abominations must die!
Saved us. We owe you our lives.
The hilt of an ancient sword fell near this village recently. Perhaps you have seen it.
We found it days ago. I wish we'd never brought it here. Come, I left Virgil to guard it. We will be glad to be rid of it.
I'm going back to Tristram to check on Uncle Deckard.
Damn, it's not here. While you were on your hero's errand here, I captured all 3 sword pieces and your friends.
I should have known. I must get back to Kane's house.
It's your choice, Kane. Either use your Herodric arts to repair the sword, or your dear Leah dies a horrible death.
All this pain, this destruction. What is the sword to you?
To me, nothing. To my master, Belial, everything.
Uncle!
Your rage is overwhelming, girl. You win this round, but if the sword cannot be mine, I'll claim the one it's bound to. In the end, the blade shall be mine.
Uncle, you can't die.
Nothing can stop that now. But there is one last thing I must do. The sword must be made whole. Just as I suspected, the sword is of the high heavens. The stranger is an angel. Heed the journal. The truth lies within.
Uncle Deckard! If only I could control this power, I could have saved him.
Do not blame yourself. Magda is the one who must pay for Kane's death.
Magda and her master Belial. The journal speaks of an angel falling from the heavens as the shadow rises from the abyss. The stranger is the key to all of this.
No mere man would have survived that fall. or possessed such a powerful sword. We must find him.
When my power erupted, I saw into Magda's mind for an instant. She's fled to the Highlands. You can reach them through the caves above Wortham. You have to know, she'll be waiting for you.
I'll be fine. I hope you will be as well, with time.
This damned power I have. Uncle Deckard said it came from my mother. He tried to teach me how to control it using his Herodric training, but it never really helped. He never gave up on me, though. He was a great man.
I don't fully understand your Order's motivations. Why do they take your past from you?
Our initiation blinds us to our sinful pasts, so that we might clearly see the future and prepare for the final battle.
And how does your Order purge your memory?
I was chained to a wall and beaten. By the third day, I was mad from pain and hunger. And that is when the whipping began. I was told I relived all of my transgressions, everything that brought me tainted joy. The whip took away that joy, then the sin, leaving me pure.
Restraint bolsters the weak, not pain. You have suffered needlessly.
Don't you understand? The Templar Order is trying to protect humanity from extinction. What is my pain against that goal?
Who trained you to fight?
My brother taught me when we were younger. He thought the crossbow was the best weapon for me since it would give me time to run away if I botched things too badly.
The crossbow is not a weapon for cowards.
Did I offend you?
Shut up. Where is your brother now?
Oh, he's still in Kingsport. I expect he'll be there a good long time.
Deckard is gone forever. I remember the wonderful times we had together. Always off on another crazy quest. What will I do without him? He believed the stranger was an angel. But he is only a man. I always knew they were just stories. Uncle Deckard died for those stories.
You know what I'll miss about old Kane? How he'd sit at that table.
Kane was a good man, who saw beyond what his eyes showed him. This world is made poorer by his loss.
Magda will die for this. I will bleed the life from her wretched corpse.
I am not usually one for vengeance, but in this instance, I hope you make her suffer.
It's a cruel world that will take Deckard Cain away from us. His was never an easy life, and he gave much for us all.
I will make the Coven pay for Kane's death with blood.
We all pay. Just look at the face of Leah, the poor girl. What price could the Coven pay that could be greater than that? Huh?
Sir, don't say it. You were right, Aaron.
Poor Leah. She's done so much for us, and she's lost her entire... I suppose business will pick up now that the Skeleton King is dead.
cannot help but think of Cain. His sacrifice will not be in vain.
I'm still waiting.
You have my thanks.
My queen sings to me. Her music echoes from beyond.
Death waits for many here. What I have trained for.
Feel my wrath. I've become stronger.
My mistress has accepted me. Come close
and feel her loving embrace.
Loving appears to be a relative term here.
Quickly now! More than what you're capable of!
Please, help me. It's horrible. She sucks the innards from her victims. Oh, no. No. It's too late. I hear her. The Spider Queen is coming.
Spider Queen?
Thank you. Thank you. Can we please leave this horrible place? It was terrible being stuck in there like that. Thank the gods you came along. What are you doing out here?
I seek a man taken by the Coven.
The Coven? I saw them dragging someone into Leoric's manor house. Perhaps it was the man you seek. You might have a small bit of trouble reaching there, though. I'm not proud of this, but I stole the staff of a powerful Khazra shaman. The Khazra went mad and chased me to the caves. You can find the staff in my cart in the highlands. If you take it to the Khazra barricade, perhaps they will let you pass.
The cultists cannot hide from us forever. We will take the battle to them.
is ours on the side! Gather, daggers!
I would use it well.
Is there no end to this depravity? The portal is gone.
Must die! You never cease to impress me. These ruins seem beautiful, but something horrid lies beneath them.
That was just a taste! There is a new piece to the game. A girl named Leah. My spies tell me she is the child of the witch Adria, who is hiding in the deserts of Chaldeum. Bring this news to the Master at once.
A fetid, pallid malaise has fallen over the manor we now call home. Young Albrecht seems to be enjoying himself in our new home, however. Perhaps I am simply suffering from an imbalance of humors brought on by the recent change of climate.
She's unstoppable! No mortal could slaughter our brethren with such ease!
Then die well. Lord Belial will reward your sacrifice.
She is here.
Shut up and die!
Delay her while I prepare her demise in the depths below.
In your own blood, Magda.
They did horrible things to us.
Rest easy now. Your time is short. Have you seen another prisoner? A man in rags?
Yes, the man with the golden eyes. I saw Magda take him into Leoric's old torture chambers below us.
I will kill her. I swear it.
She is as heartless as those she serves.
Becoming a demon hunter is not as simple as making a choice. We are survivors.
Indeed. Discipline is at the heart of all great endeavors.
Yes, it was discipline that forced me to face my nightmares and conquer my fears. I think that deep down, you fear that your order is lying to you, that you are not the sinner that they say you were. Face that fear. Find the truth.
I cannot lie. That has occurred to me. But if it were true, it would ruin everything I fight for. Everything.
Why did you become a thief?
That's a long and terrible story that you wouldn't want to hear.
You probably fancied something but could not afford it.
Basically.
Try to be more reasonable in the future.
Oh, there was nothing reasonable about her. If there's treasure to be had, then I'm in.
I have some new items that I'm certain you'll love.
A monster of insatiable appetite stands between you and your goal. It is an unnatural thing, raised from the depths by sorcerous means. You will survive it, of course, but I recommend keeping your mouth tightly shut.
Why? Is it after something?
Oh, no. I mean, there will be a lot of demon blood flying around. I hear it tastes like rotten meat.
A strange man. I know a thing or two about a man with secrets.
Like yourself?
Me? Oh no. I'm a simple man. Give me a good meal, a warm bed, and a handful of jewels. But you, I think, are different, huh? Complicated.
Is horrible.
convinced that some malevolent being is attempting to wrest control of my thoughts away from me. Voices direct me to horrendous acts, and there are times when I seem unable to control my body. Lazarus knows. This is certain. He looks at me strangely when he thinks me otherwise disposed.
Crusaders swore an oath to dedicate their lives to the search. None believed that they would be the one to end the crusade by finding and cleansing the corruption. They believed the search ennobled them, that the discipline of their life and journey was the true goal. The Crusader was meant to find meaning in the quest itself.
Another innocent soul slips away with each passing moment.
I am Asilla, once queen to our beloved Leoric. My servants and I were consumed by his madness. Now I give you my blessing, champion, to release my people from their eternal torment. Guards of the sun, I no longer know what day it is. I can hear the warden, my husband, and that dog Lazarus discussing my fate. My life will be over soon, yet I fear more for my poor Albrecht's future in the wake of his father's madness. If only Aiden were here.
Freedom. At long last. Freedom.
You see that enemy over there? Let us cleanse it from this land.
Darkness awaits you! Your fear betrays you!
Freedom. After so long. Freedom. The gods have seen fit to release me from this torment. Thank the gods.
My guards! There is someone amongst us. Deal with her harshly!
seen fit to release me from this torment.
He deserved his dark end.
Freedom. At long.
Thank you, champion. My servants are now free, but the curse over this place remains. Seek the warden at the dungeon center and end his evil forever.
Am I alone here? Must I do this myself? So be it. Face me and repent your crime.
My lord, the prisoner is ready, as you requested.
Thank you, Lazarus. Your loyalty is invaluable in the midst of all these traitors. And you, my dear, my own wife and queen, conspiring against our kingdom.
My love, I swear, I have never betrayed you.
Lies. Until the very end. The time of my lord's true awakening is at hand. That fool, Leoric, was only able to resist him because he did not yet possess his full power. With the Queen dispatched as a traitor, I may now devote myself fully to preparing the boy for the presence of my master.
Darkness awaits you!
Though my counsel begs me to reconsider, I will continue with the executions of those I find guilty of plotting against the kingdom. Perhaps they fear my eye will fall on them and discover their heinous, treasonous plans as well. Lazarus is the only one I can still trust.
fires. They burn with demonic fervor.
finally rid myself of the dark influence seeking to subdue me. And now I see things as they truly are. This conspiracy among the insolent townsfolk to weaken me by stealing Albrecht away will not stand. Perhaps the heads of their women and children on pikes will bring them clarity.
Before us. Are you ready?
Leah must be back in Tristram, crying over the old man's corpse. She'll soon have another one to cry over. Yours. Meet the butcher.
Fresh meat! I am dying.
Take up your sword.
My sword. I remember now. I was an archangel of the high heavens. I was the embodiment of justice. I am Tyrael.
One of the angels. I am honored.
You have restored my mind, friend. And now, I remember the warning I came to deliver. Belial and Asmodan, the last lords of hell, are unleashing a tide of darkness that will drown this world. Already, Belial's shadow has fallen upon Caldeum.
I will stop at nothing to kill them, all of them, until their corpses are piled higher than the tallest towers.
We must move quickly. Let us return to Tristram and make ready. Time grows short, my friends. Even now, Belial's influence is spreading through Caldeum.
But how will we find him?
We won't have to. Magda and her coven will lead us straight to him.
I'm not going anywhere until Uncle Deckard's been laid to rest.
We can do no less for him, but afterward, he must be avenged.
I have called for a caravan to guide us to the east. Speak to the caravan master when you are ready to go. We will see to Cain as we depart.
Who are these demon lords, Belial and Azmodan?
Belial is the Lord of Lies. He desires power before all other things, and his 1,000 schemes are designed toward this end. His brother, Azmodan, reigns over the other half of Hell as the Lord of Sin. I sense his influence in this world, but I do not yet know where he will strike.
We will find out. Belial must know.
They are more rivals than allies in these days, but I pray that you are right.
I can tell by the look in your eye that you're not going to leave it alone. You want to hear what happened to my father?
You don't become a hunter unless you've lost someone. You can talk to me.
Right, well, my father tried to dispel the rumors about my grandfather. No one would listen. Then one night, a week later, crazed refugees from Tristram came for revenge. I remember my father screaming for us to get out. And nasty laughter. A lot of it. Just before justice shoved me out the window, I saw my father crawling up the stairs at me, with 2 daggers in his back, and a 3rd whipping round his throat.
And the memory of it haunts your dreams even now.
How did you know?
I told you, Blacksmith. We've all lost someone.
Do you ever doubt your choices?
I have no choice.
Things never seem to turn out like I hope they will.
That's the nature of life. No use dwelling on it.
Try living in the slums before you lecture me.
You're entitled to your opinion.
They will run when they see us.
I welcome the chance to travel with you.
A fond farewell to our saviors.
Where do we go next? To the Great Desert?
We go to Caldeum.
Caldeum? Yes, the great jewel of the East!
It is not an actual jewel.
I knew that.
There she goes.
We have more new volunteers than we can deal with.
I have some new items that I'm certain you'll love.
I've got some brand new goods you might be
My friend, shall we depart to Caldeum?